So Jim Banks, we were wondering what his previous douchebaggery was. Besides getting, he was rejected for the January 6th committee by Nancy Pelosi for being a insurrectionist douchebag.
Right. Mm-hmm. That whole thing.
Filling in the blanks.
Yeah.
Right. But he just tweeted the other day because on a hot mic, President Biden called
Peter Doocy.
A dumb son of a bitch. Because he
no
is
lies
a
detected.
Dumb son of a bitch.
He admitted it himself
Right.
on Fox News.
Then he called and apologized, whatever. Okay. Jim Banks tweeted, have we ever seen a president attack and malign the free press like Joe Biden has?
Well.
Richard Marks, our friend Richard Marks said, tell us you're a disingenuous hypocrite without telling us you're a disingenuous hypocrite. Well, is somebody going to do something about it? Our friend Gary Snyder is the president of Indiana Talks Network, which has carried the very fine
Stephanie Miller
program since day one.
That's right.
And he is running against Jim Banks in Indiana. Good morning, Gary.
How are you today?
Well, if you have the good taste to have carried the Stephanie Miller show this long, I don't see how you can not defeat Jim Banks in the election there.
Well, we're going to try. You know, when you decide to run for Congress, you try to be serious about it, especially when you're taking on someone like Jim Banks.
Yeah.
But I have found out over the last month, it's kind of like probably running against Louis Gohmert, except shorter, hair club for men, and he stopped working out.
So I was asking you, was Indiana red? And you said, yeah, but we forgot, but they voted for Obama in 2008. And so Jim Banks strikes me as really one of those extremists. I mean, obviously that's why Nancy Pelosi said no to he and what's his name? Jordan for the January 6th. I mean, he's just one of those right-wing ideologues, isn't he? Tell us more about him, because people around the country may not know exactly who he is and why he's...
He is. He's the head of the Republican Study Committee. So that means he really can't have any kind of bipartisanship and do what's right for the 3rd District here in Indiana, because he's beholden to, the right-wing extremists, like you mentioned. And as we run here in Indiana, we know we have an uphill battle. 75% of his voters still believe that Trump is president, right, and that the jab will give you grapefruit-sized testicles.
Oh, God.
That's an uphill battle.
Yeah. Yes. Does not give you grapefruit balls, we should say.
That's right.
Okay. You served in the United States Army. Tell us a little bit about yourself, about who you are.
Well, I run Indiana Talks and the Snyder Report, which is a daily digital newsletter that goes out to about 50,000 people across Indiana and Michigan. My background is in finance, where I served as an active trader and a financial advisor, and then eventually ended up as an anti-money laundering officer for a brokerage firm. And then I made the natural progression to radio.
Yeah.
Where I was on a couple of radio stations here in Indiana for about 3 to 4 years. I'm married. I've been married for 26 years. I have 7 children,
wow,
6 daughters and 1 son. And as of 2 weeks ago, I have 6 grandchildren now.
Wow. Wow. You are a producer then, in addition to being a radio
yes,
host. Okay. But tell us, again, I can't remember the other things, Travis, that Jim Banks has sort of gotten known for. Why did Nancy Pelosi, I can't even remember specifically, reject him for the January 6th committee?
Well, I think number one is that he may be implicated in some way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I mean, Jim Jordan's obviously implicated, but I thought Jim Banks is also.
He was more pushing conspiracy theories surrounding January 6th leading up to it, and that's why they didn't want him on there.
Yeah.
And he does, and his ambition is not to be a congressman. His ambition is to run for governor or senate or higher office, or something other than being a congressman.
Yeah.
Unfortunately for the 3rd District here in Indiana, which includes Indiana's 2nd largest city of Fort Wayne, we pay the price. A lot of stuff that he votes against shouldn't be partisan. When we take a look around here at crime, he voted against the American Rescue Plan, which provided millions of dollars to police departments across the 3rd District. Yeah. It provided money for first responders. Communities are using it to fix their jails.
Yeah.
So on issue after issue that shouldn't be partisan, he is.
And also, honestly, the more we're learning about January 6th, Gary, I feel like anyone that voted against the certification is part of this coup. I mean, they really are.
And that's why I think a lot of people are being turned off by Jim Banks. You see it across the country in some of these instances where they did vote against the certification, where they continue to spew conspiracy theories. So it's very important that he have an opponent.
Yeah.
And I think that I do have a primary. I think I am well positioned to win. I think I'm the person that can go forward and actually take on and beat Jim Banks and send him off to the back to the circus or wherever he goes.
Well, if nothing else, by the power vested in you by
Stephanie Miller.
Yes. Where can we? It's indianatalks.com. Is that the where we can?
Indianatalks.com.
And how do we help you in your race? How would it?
Well, obviously, money is the mother's milk of politics.
Yeah.
So we've had a pretty, we announced less than a month ago, we've had over 100 individual contributors right now.
But is there a website, or how do we find you?
SnyderforCongress.com.
Okay.
If you go there, you find out all about me, probably more than you care to know, and help us out and help us fire Jim Banks come November.
There you go. And I have a dad, a brother, and a niece that went to Notre Dame. So I will be praying to touchdown Jesus.
My daughter went to St. Mary's College, one of them. So
okay.
I had a couple that went to Purdue and St. Mary's College. So.
And I got into Notre Dame, but I didn't go. So I don't know if Touchdown Jesus will listen to me. But one way or another, Touchdown Jesus will help you.
Yes.
From Notre Dame.
Well, let's hope.
All right. Thank you so much,
Thank
Gary.
you.
And thanks for carrying the show for all these years. We appreciate
All right,
it.
thank you.